What is the second key to growth in your business? Hi, I'm Brian Pombo. Welcome back to Brian J. Pombo Live, brought to you every day from Grants Pass, Oregon. Today, we are discussing the second key to growth. The first key to growth was yesterday, and you can go back and rewatch that video if you want, but it had to do with determining your destination. So, where are you looking at taking your business? And the second key to growth I will go through in just a moment. But first, I wanted to remind you about dreambizchat.com. If you haven't been there yet, and you are a business owner or an executive, a decision maker in a business that, helps out people in the self-reliance field, meaning you help people to become more self-reliant through your products and services, then go to dreambizchat.com. Check out the video there, and if you think that you qualify, fill out the application and see if we can talk, because I'd love to learn more about you and your business and see if there's anything I can do to help. And it's free, so go check that out, dreambizchat.com. The link is in the description, regardless of where you're watching or listening to this. Now, the second key to growth has to do with, we've determined our destiny, okay? So our destination, I should say, where you're going to go. So you got where you're starting, and you got where you're going. Now, the next step is to define your obstacles, to really identify your obstacles. What are the obstacles that are standing in your way of getting there, especially if you have a concept of how long it's going to take to get to that step. So let's say this is a year-long plan, and we're looking at going from where we're at, and we're looking at growing. Let's say we're looking at doubling, just for an example, doubling our revenue. If you're looking at doubling your revenue, what are the obstacles standing in your way of getting there within a year or sooner? Because if there aren't any obstacles, if your growth plan is already moving that direction, and there's no real foreseen obstacles, then why can't we make it go faster? Why not do the same thing in 6 months? There's always obstacles, that's why. almost certainly there has to be obstacles. If there aren't, then you need to shorten the amount of time and see what you can do about making it go faster. The obstacle is the time itself. But beyond that, there's going to be other obstacles. There's going to be obstacles in terms of, how quickly you can grow. So being able to scale at that type of level. If you were to double your business tomorrow, if you can double it tomorrow, would you be able to handle that type of influx of either new customers, new clients, or possibly maybe just handling the delivery of the whole thing? So maybe you don't even end up with new customers. What if the same customers came back and were buying twice as much in inventory and amounts? Would you be able to handle that? Depending on your business and depending on whether you're handling a physical product or whether even in terms of service, do you have the manpower to be able to deliver that type of service in that amount in that period of time? These are all logistics, so the scaling logistics of it. The abilities is, say, do we have the material? Do we have the physical material to be able to, there's many things, but it needs to be all drawn out. Now, it seems real simple. It's like, well, of course, if we're planning, of course, we're going to have a plan to go from point A to point B. Every business does. No, they don't. That's the problem, is most of the time we're floating along and we don't have a very clear understanding of where we're going to be in a year. And because of that, and when that happens, you don't really have a clear understanding of what everyone's role is, and not everyone is focused on the same thing. Everyone in your whole organization has different goals. Because a goal is always going to come in, whether you want it to or not. A goal is always going to take the place where a goal isn't. It's kind of like a vacuum a leadership vacuum. If there's no leadership, it will arrive in some form. It may not be a form that you like. The janitor is going to start bossing people around if the boss isn't taking control and leading the way. Someone is going to fill the void. Something will always fill the void of a goal. It's just the fact of the matter. You have an organization, you have a place that people are coming to, or a reason that people are all coming together. If you have that, there's got to be something that pulls them all together. Otherwise, everyone's going to keep doing their own thing, and you're not going to have anybody on the same track, and nothing ever gets accomplished in your terms. And believe it or not, whether you set a goal or not, in your mind you have a goal. I know this is spending a lot of time on the first step, but the first step determines the second step. If you can see that you need to define your destination, then after you've defined your destination, you've got to lay out what the obstacles are. And the obstacles are obvious. Yeah, they might be obvious to you, but they're not obvious to everybody else. And you need to think a little bit further than tomorrow in terms of, if we're able to get a partial way to our goal, what are the new obstacles that show up there? What can we do to keep those obstacles from showing themselves, or to keep them from being obstacles at all? These are all things that all need to be taken into account when setting up a strategy, which is a plan, even just a strategy for 1 year's worth. Where are we going with this, and how are we going to keep this stuff from all falling apart so that we can actually get from point A to point B? Now, there's 7 steps in this process that I call the Worthington method. Okay, the Worthington method has a 7-step process. We've gone over 2. Tomorrow we're going to go over the 3rd step. These seem extremely simplistic, but if you have someone that understands how to take a person through this process, it can be a game changer for your business. There's nothing you can't do when it's organized correctly and you have the proper strategy behind it. Hopefully you found that interesting. Hopefully that you can use this in your business or in your organization or whatever you're looking to accomplish in life. And if you'd love to talk about it, hey, leave a comment or go to brianjpombo.com and check out some of my other offerings there. Perhaps we can talk and go through specifics on your business. Now, that's brianjpombo.com. Also, don't forget about dreambizchat.com if you are in the self-reliance field and you're looking to really achieve that dream business, which is what the Worthington method is all about. Hey, you have a great night. We're going to be back here tomorrow night, and we're going to talk some more out. You can see I'm starting to put up a little bit of Christmas decorations here and there. Here I have the ultimate reward right here, if you're familiar with the Christmas story, and I'll add in things as we go along. But we'll see you tomorrow. Hey, you have a great night. Get out there and let the magic happen.